At 29 years old, I co-founded a company, scaled it to 2,000 employees, and earned $6.8 million the year we went public. But here's the harsh reality that nobody tells you about scaling. Being great at sales and being great at leadership are two completely different skill sets. And that's why in this video, I'm gonna give you the exact leadership system that I've been developing over the last 23 years. We'll go over the ancient principle that creates instant loyalty, the 3-question framework that unlocks peak performance in your team. And last, I'll show you the 4-letter framework that creates leaders, not followers. Okay, principle number 1, Genshai. This is the ancient secret that creates instant loyalty. And I've found this to be the foundation of all effective leadership. And Genshai means to never treat another person in a manner that would make them feel small. Now that includes yourself. And when applied and people feel seen by you and they feel like they matter, this will instantly change how your team responds to you as a leader. And it has nothing to do with being nice or motivational. In fact, let me share a simple story that taught me how to live Genshai as a young leader. So going way back, I was 15 years old, walking down a hallway at my church. And I just found out that the girl that I liked didn't like me back. And I was crushed, just like shoulders down, walking alone. And I came around a corner, and before I turned the corner, I heard someone say these words: "That Ben Ward, I would invest in stock in Ben Ward." And I was just like, what? And I froze and I was stunned. And I didn't even know who it was at first. And then when I listened in, I recognized the voice. It was Doug Johnson. He was a friend, he was a leader, somebody that I really looked up to. And I caught him red-handed, talking positively about me behind my back. Now, he didn't know that I heard him and I walked the other way, but I walked the other way feeling 10 feet tall. And from that moment on, Doug Johnson, anytime he was in my presence, he unlocked the very best in me. When Doug would show up to my baseball games, I would hit better. I'd see him in the stands and be like, "Doug's here." I would hit with more power and I would make less errors. Why? Because I knew he believed in me. He saw me. Not only did he see me, he didn't see me as I was, but he saw me as I could be. And he saw me as what I could become, like what the ancient philosopher Goethe said. He said, if you treat a man as he is, he'll stay as he is. But if you treat him as if he were what he could and ought to be, he'll become what he could and ought to become. And so Doug Johnson gave me the gift of Genshai. He treated me big. He believed in me. And because of that gift, I showed up big in his presence. And when he was around me, I became a better version of myself. Okay, now it's your turn. Who can you apply Genshai with in your life today? Think of someone right now that could use this type of gift from you. Treat them like they already are the capable person that they could become. Now, this isn't fake praise. This is real belief. Call out what you see in them as being great, and help them rise into it. Give them the gift of Genshai. Believe in them. Don't treat them small. Treat them big. That's leadership. That's influence. And that's how you grow people around you to become their best. Now think of who you'll be in contact with today. Who can you give this gift of Genshai to? Okay, principle number 2, Mind, Heart, Feet. Okay, this is a game changer. And I call it the Mind, Heart, Feet assessment. Now this is a 3-question framework that unlocks peak performance when you use it. Now most leaders, they focus on activities and wonder why other people aren't performing. And what you want to do as a leader is you want to get to the root of what's actually driving the people that you lead. And that's why I created the Mind, Heart, Feet assessment. And here's how it works. If someone that you lead is having a feet problem, so mind, heart, feet, we're going to dive into this, but if they're having a feet problem, meaning poor results, their feet are not headed in the right direction. They're not motivated maybe. Maybe they're motivated, but they're flying fast in the wrong direction. You gotta corral them. The solution always reveals itself in the mind and or the heart. Now, you wanna find out where their mind is at. And the way you do that is you ask them a few simple questions. What does success look like to you? What are your specific goals you're trying to accomplish? Do you have specific objectives you're trying to reach? What are they? What are you pushing for? And also, can you see yourself achieving this goal or these goals that you're pursuing? pursuing? And if not, why not? Now, to get indication of where their heart is at, here's how you find out. Why do they want to achieve the specific goal? So here they have a specific goal, which is uncovered in the mind part of the assessment. The heart is, why do they want that specific goal? What will achieving this goal do for them? What's it going to bring into their life that they don't currently have? Because the reality is, if they don't want it bad enough, they say they want this goal, but if they don't want it bad enough, they won't take the kind of action that it will take to achieve the result they want. Because the reality is, your hand won't reach out for what your heart does not long for. And so you want to get clear on, where is their heart at? Where's their mind at? Where's their heart at? And then the third simple key to this assessment: what are their feet doing? Now, what this looks like is, what actions are they taking? How are they spending their time? What does their calendar look like? What results are they getting? This gives you indication into the feet. And the reality is, when the mind is clear and the heart is set, the feet will take care of themselves. Now, let me just give you a quick example on how this can work as you lead your team. I'll never forget a sales rep one year on my team, Jake. He was hardworking, talented, but his results, they were way off. He was missing targets, he was unmotivated. He started out motivated, became unmotivated, and I almost had to fire him. But then I remembered, Jake's having a feet problem. And the solution always, when we have a feet problem, is in the mind and or the heart. It's one or the other or both. And sometimes it's they're not aligned. Sometimes they have a clear goal, but they don't want it bad enough. We've got to bring those into alignment. And so I went on a mission to find out what's going on with Jake. You know, what's going on in his mind, what's going on in his heart. And I sat down with him and I asked him, listen, Jake, what does success look like to you right now? And what are your goals? Like, what are you specifically pushing for? Can you see yourself achieving these goals? And as we started talking through it, it became very clear that it was not clear and he was fuzzy. So there was no clear goals, no vision. And this exercise alone, these simple questions, helped to jolt Jake back and be like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot what I was fighting for. And so then when I asked, where's your heart at? Like, you know, how bad do you want these things that you're saying that you want? And he's like, you know what? I don't know. I guess my heart just hasn't been in it. Boom, there it was. It wasn't super clear before. And so he didn't want it bad enough to get himself to take the kind of action that he needed to take. Now, we got clear in what he really wanted and why those goals that he told me mattered to him and what it brought into his life that he didn't currently have. The spark came back. His confidence returned. And guess what? His feet followed. He crushed his next 3 weeks. He finished strong that summer. Now, he didn't come back again to sell for future years. He went on to chiropractic school, which was always his dream. But he finished the summer strong. Mind, heart, feet, in that order always. And if you want the full list of Mindheart feet questions on what to look for in each of the categories, you can download it for free in the description below. Check it out, it's a free gift for you. Now, the third principle I want to share with you. First one was Genshai. Second one was Mind, Heart, Feet. The third principle I want to share with you of what it really took for me, where I earned, I scaled my team to 2,000 people and earned multiple seven figures, $6.8 million that year. Third principle I want to share with you is the 4-step framework to grow and develop your people. And I call it the ALCG framework. Align, lift, challenge, and get out of the way. Now, here's how it works. Have you ever taught someone something that you knew was gonna help them, but instead of leveling up, they shut down? And you were just trying to be helpful and they end up blaming you for you trying to fix them. And maybe this person, they started ignoring you, or maybe they just resented you all along for even trying. Well, my friend, you're not alone. And that's what most leaders experience from time, at least at some point, as they try to grow and develop with good intentions, often, to grow and develop the people they lead. This happens anytime. Resentment is the result anytime one of the 4 keys to coaching is missing. And so the ALCG framework will help you to be able to smash through the resistance, to have people want to follow you and be motivated and inspired by you rather than deflated and resenting you. Okay, so the ALCG framework. We all lead people in our lives, whether it's your kids, your coworkers, your customers, your team members, or even just, as you try to lead yourself, because effective leadership starts with self-leadership. Now, influence isn't about a title, it's about trust. It's about how we show up for the people and how we help them become more of who they were meant to be. And after 2 decades of building and leading teams, raising kids, building businesses, and navigating hard conversations, personally and professionally, I found one system that works in every leadership situation. Align, lift, challenge, and get out of the way. So here's the breakdown. To align, that's where you start. That's where you meet the person where they are. Not where you think they are or where you want them to be. You meet them where they are. Second, lift. You want to find meaningful ways to tell them and show them that they matter. Third, challenge. Okay, you want to challenge them. Be willing to say the hard thing and get skilled at having the needed hard conversation. And the reality is it takes all day to rescue somebody, coddle them, and it only takes 5 minutes to challenge them and to set them on their way. But make sure you come from a foundation where you've already done the work to build the trust. Because a challenge without trust, where they trust your intent, they trust that you're trying to be helpful, they trust where you're coming from to be a support to them, if they feel that from you, the challenge will land. If they don't feel that from you, it'll be one ear out the other. Okay, so align, lift, challenge, and then you want to get out of the way. Don't be a hover boss. Give them space to rise. Now, whether you're leading a sales team, coaching your kid, helping a friend, their friend's going through something hard, the ALCG framework will help you grow and develop the people that you are responsible to lead. Now, there's 2 simple ways to use ALCG, the Align, Lift, Challenge, and get out of the way this week that I just want to offer to you. I want to invite you to start your next one-on-one with a Mindheart feet assessment, just to check in. Where's their mind at? Where's their heart at? And what are their feet doing? Now, instead of diving into numbers, ask, hey, listen, what are your specific goals right now? Why does achieving this goal matter to you? And then what are you going to do to make it happen? Those simple questions is the essence of the mind, heart, feet, and that's to align. That's how you align with somebody. And it creates space for true alignment, not pushing your will on them, but meeting them where they're at to help lift them to higher ground. And you'll better understand where they're actually at so you can lead from a place of connection and not correction. Okay, another tip is after giving a little bit of direction and having these conversations, ask them, hey, what do you need from me to really fly? And then back off. And once you've aligned, lifted, challenge someone, resist the urge to hover. Instead, just let them know, hey, you've got this. And then ask them, what support would be most helpful for me right now? Then trust them. Give them room to take ownership. Let them make mistakes. In fact, make it a mantra on your team. We make new mistakes. Have it be part of your culture that it's okay to make new mistakes. We don't make the same mistakes over and over. That's not okay, but we make new mistakes. That's where you're allowing your people to fly. That space you give them, that's where confidence will grow within them. That's when they become self-leaders, not just order takers. And great leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders. And applying these principles in your one-on-ones this week, something you can take and apply right now, will help you grow your influence and multiply your confidence as a leader and your team's confidence, and you will skyrocket as well. Now, it's not enough to just build a world-class team. You gotta keep them. And I had 50% of my team leaving every single year until I learned 4 simple secrets of high retention. And then implementing those steps allowed me to skyrocket my own retention and my results, and changed everything for me to help me scale into building a dynasty of 2,000 people, and like I've mentioned, earning big dollars from these basic principles that took me years of trial and error to learn and perfect. Perfect's the wrong word, never gonna perfect them, but to master them and be able to use them at will. And more than just like as a manipulative principle to use on someone, but to have ingrained in your heart as a servant leader. And in this next video, I break down how you can exactly apply these 4 secrets of high retention so that you can have similar results that I've been able to have as I've applied them in my life. All right, my friend, make it a great day.